What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scared Soldier back with another Borderlands 3 video, and in today's video we have an awesome deathless Moze build for you guys. So this is the BloodBorn Moze build, level 65. For those who are unaware of what that build's all about, we're about to show you. So without further ado, starting off in the gear, the anointment I want you to have on your weapons is going to be while under 50% health, deal 150% bonus radiation damage. The reason being is because since we only have 1 HP for this build, this anointment is constantly active, which is amazing because it offers some of the biggest elemental damage bonus in the game at 150%. Now, if you guys are not new to Borderlands, of course, you guys know some of the best weapons in the game. So any proven weapon that has been proven to be good anyways is going to be awesome for this build. So guns like the Flipper, the Plague Bearer, Tig's Booms, Scovilles, Gargoyles, Sandhawks, all of these types of weapons that you guys know of that are already good are going to be amazing for this build. Now, for those who are new to Borderlands 3 and Moze and all that kind of stuff, the Flipper, for your information, is one of the best weapons in the game. Now, don't pay attention to the one I have. It's consecutive hits. You want 5150 on this setup, but this is one of her best weapons in the game. Of course, the Plague Bearer is also a great rocket launcher, so make sure you guys have those kind of things, okay? So, getting started, for my guys who do not have DLC number 4, you do not need the Plus Ultra Shield. You guys can simply use the Front Loader Shield and it will do the job for you. Now, the Plus Ultra Shield comes from DLC number 4 and it doubles your health, which essentially, with the way the build is set up, your health gets converted to shield, so the more health you have, the better, right? So the Plus Ultra is going to give you the most amount of shield capacity against any other shield in the game, but the front loader is also a good option. So we're using the Plus Ultra also because it offers a 25% chance to absorb bullets as ammo, and also increases our action skill cooldown rate for by 30%, excuse me, which is great because Iron Bear is such a good action skill now. So of course, anybody who wants to use Iron Bear, you can for the setup, but I do want you guys to look for the anointment after exiting Iron Bear. It gains 75% increased shields and health for 25 seconds. That's going to make your capacity go through the roof. Okay, guys, like 4, 5, 6, 700,000 type of capacity. All right. Now, when it comes to the grenade, all you need is one grenade with Moze. It's a very, very hard grenade to get. It's quite rare, but it's one of the best. Cloning Maddening Tracker. Now, all you need is the anointment on grenade thrown. Weapon, grenade, and action skill damage are increased by 25%. Since we're always throwing grenades because it's fun to do that with Moze anyways, you're going to be always getting some bonuses from it, which is great. And also, if you guys do go against bosses that do not have little minions or any little mobs around them, I do suggest you guys switch to maybe an action skill and giving you 50% bonus elemental damage instead of this one, because you don't really need increased shields for a battle like Grave Ward, for example. But again, that's just a suggestion for you guys. Now, going into the class mod quickly, you do not need any DLC for this. This is just a standard class mod. The Bloodletter, amazing. You're going to be getting bonus shield delay and also shield recharge rate. And of course, the way the Bloodletter works, it's basically any kind of health regen you get converts into shield health regen. So it's really, really powerful and it can help you be extremely tanky. Now, some of the rolls you want is splash damage, weapon specific rolls as well, like you guys see on mine. I have pistol damage or heavy weapon damage. That's really, really nice. But with a Bloodletter, you can also do something like have health regen on it. It's going to be really, really powerful. If you guys want to be just insane with it, you guys can use your Bloodletter with health regen, and also you guys can switch to a Pearl and have Pearl with health regen. So we're going to talk about the artifacts in a second, but if you guys do use the Pearl of Ineffable, the Pearl of Ineffable can roll with health regen as well as the other artifacts in the game, so you can have crazy shield regen with the combination of the two. But anyways, going into the artifacts, so we did talk about the Pearl. If you guys want the most damage possible, the Pearl is going to be one of the best artifacts to use. But if you want to use something else because you want to do a deathless artifact to give you some more shield capacity, shield recharge rate, shield recharge delay, then of course I would recommend things like the Snowdrift, because Moze is a slow character in general, and being able to slide quickly around the map is very, very helpful. And also, you can get bonus damage for slide shooting. So if you slide and shoot at the same time, you're going to be getting a bonus increase of 88% cryo damage added to your shot, which is quite nice. So again, feel free to use a Snowdrift. The Pearl, like I said, is going to be the best for damage. And of course, you guys can use even like an auto idle type of Snowdrift if you want, or another type of artifact, because again, all that health is going to be converted into shields. Now, if you do choose to not use the inevitable, then of course you want roles like elemental damage, area of effect damage, heavy weapon damage, or some sort of SMG damage, or whatever gun you guys use, that's what you want. Now, going into the skill tree real quick, guys, it's not super complicated. In the blue tree, we're just picking up things that matter. So we're getting Fire in the Skag Den for extra damage. This one is very, very strong right now. We have Means of Destruction, giving you the ability to regen grenades. We have Torque Cross Promotion, just to get some more splash damage, and also the chance to double our splash damage radius. Stainless Steel Bear actually works with Fire in the Skag Den, making it even stronger, so that's why we actually picked up this, not because this is an Iron Bear build. We did pick up Auto Bear because Auto Bear is amazing. It provides more attack on the battlegrounds and also takes off aggro from Moze. Then we also have Pulled the Holy Pin, giving you your grenades the ability to hit critical hits, which is very, very nice. And also Vampire, of course, this is going to help us regen our shields as well. And then we have Short Fuse, giving us a ton of bonus damage. Now, we also picked up the Augment Vanquisher Rocket Pods with the Hammer Down Protocol, because this is extremely strong. And of course, we're going to talk about the other augment in a second, but you guys can also switch to things like Target Softening if you want to weaken the enemies. But honestly, Hammer Down Protocol is so strong, it literally can destroy tons of enemies for you, so that's why we use it. Now, going into the next skill tree over here, you're going to see a lot of stuff going on. So we first put 5 out of 5 into Armored Infantry, because we're getting bonus gun damage and also some damage reduction. We put 3 out of 5 in Vladof Ingenuity, and I'm going to talk about this one in a second because there's a couple things you can do. But we did put this in because it's going to increase maximum shield, shield recharge rate, and also shock damage resistance. So again, it's like a baby Transformer shield. Now, we also put in Thin Red Line. We put 3 points in the Thin Red Line. It's also helpful if you get an extra point from your class mod into Thin Red Line, because it's going to give you even more shield capacity. But it's very, very nice, especially with this and a front loader. You're going to be good to go. You're going to have 1 HP with a combination of the two. Now, Drown on the Brass is amazing. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. This thing gives you up to 60% gun damage when you're max stacked out, so that's insane. Then we also have the Experimental Munitions, which gives you 15% bonus incendiary damage, which is important to note that it's elemental damage, because elemental damage is actually stronger than just base damage. Now, with the Drown in the Brass, by the way, as well, it interacts with Iron Bear, so Iron Bear also gets bonuses from Drowning in the Brass, just so you guys know. Now, we do not need full can of whoop-ass or Behind the Iron Curtain, because simply our shield recharge rate is so extremely strong, and it's actually dependent on our grenades, and we can just get full shield regen with just grenades alone. So just having insane recharge rates and stuff like that, it won't really change your life. Just throw your grenades and you're going to have plenty of shield regen. Now we have Desperate Measures. Now, the way Desperate Measures is, it depends on how low your health is. So of course, we're always at 1 HP, so we're at the lowest of the low amount of health we can get. So we constantly have 50% bonus gun damage active all the time. And then we have the 10 out of 5 and Falnik's Doctrine. This is going to give you unlimited stacks, because if you guys read at the bottom, it says there is no stack limit. So you can keep stacking your shields. Every time you get a kill, you're going to be getting bonus stacks, like 20% gun damage per kill and max shields increase per stack. So this is really, really powerful, and it lasts for 30 seconds. So this is an extremely powerful perk. Now, we do not need forceful feedback, because like I said, all we need to do to get our shield back is throw a grenade and we're fine. And also, we do not need Tenacious Defense, because we are running a deathless build. So when our shield is fully depleted, then we are dead. There's no getting back up. Tenacious Defense doesn't work when you have a deathless setup, from my experience, unless you go into Fight for Your Life. When you get out of Fight for Your Life, then you will be getting the bonus of Tenacious Defense, but for the most part, we rarely die with this build, so I mean, it shouldn't be a concern for you guys. Now, we are using, as our next augment is the Railgun. We also have the Corrosive feature as well, because this is extremely strong, especially when you're going against enemies in this game with armor. This is going to be extremely strong. If you're not going against enemies with armor, you can always mix and match your augments. Of course, we have all the augments available, so you can have fun with that. Now, in the last skill tree over here, guys, we have the green tree. Now, this is where I wanted to make a comment about the build and what I'm going to tell you guys. So first, we have the Cloud of Lead. So we're getting bonus incendiary damage, and it's also providing us every 4 shots does not consume ammo, which is good. Then we also have the Stoke the Embers, which is going to give us 30% incendiary damage, which is really, really nice. We also have Redistribution, because we're getting health regeneration, which again, guys, keep in mind is giving you shield regeneration, really. And then we're also having a chance to get some ammo regeneration when we do hit critical hits. And that that includes when you throw grenades. When you're throwing your grenades with pull the holy pin, your grenades have a chance to hit crits, which means that it's also going to be activating the redistribution. So right here we're low on shields, but with one shot while sprinting, it instantly fills our shield back with the help of Russian offensive. So we can get down to Russian offensive, because Russian offensive, I'm going to show you in a little clip right here. So you guys saw that Russian offensive immediately boost your shields back to full by just sprinting, and then you have instantly full shields. That's why I'm not really worried about having things like extra shield recharge rate and delay and stuff like that, because we have so many means of just instantly filling up our huge shield. Once you get your shield to like 400,000 or 500,000, at that point you're never dying anyways without any life steal or shield steal, so you don't have to worry about that. I personally do not like to sprint shoot with Moze, because it's kind of awkward sometimes. So if you guys don't even need this. Like, I've really found that I didn't really use Russian offensive much when I was playing, but if it's just an option, just to show you guys that you can use it. Now, if you do not want to use Russian offensive because you do not use the sprint button much while you're shooting with Moze, then take out 1 point out of Russian offensive, take out 1 point out of Scrappy, and I would just literally max out flat off ingenuity if you guys want to finish off, or use those 2 points wherever you feel like it. If you want to put it in full cannon whoop ass, go ahead. If you want to put it in forceful feedback, put it in there. You guys have 2 points to play around. I'm just giving you options for the build, but that's the whole setup. Now, of course, we have the modifiers over here real quick. We're using Speed Demon, Healy Avenger, Boundary Issues, and Buddy System. Really good modifiers to deal with for Moze, and that's pretty much that. So we're going to show you some gameplay of the build, of course, guys, and that's pretty much it. So let's get it. Okay guys, so one of the weapons that I mentioned you guys want to get is the Tiggs Boom. Now, in one of the hotfixes, not obviously recently, but they did buff the Tiggs Boom's base damage, and it does some good damage. It's just another gun to use outside of the meta. Obviously, you know the flipper is going to be great on Moze, light shows, monarchs, those type of things. But to kind of stay away from the meta, I want to show a couple of other weapons to feature on the build. So we are using the Tiggs Boom, and it is quite strong, so I highly recommend you guys use this for close range. We're going to be showing, of course, some other weapons you're going to want to use on the build. So right here we have the Sandhawk. This weapon is insanely strong, guys. You might want to pick this up for sure. Make sure you get the fully automatic though. You see me using the burst fire, and it's a little annoying. The burst fire, there is a little delay, of course, but yeah, the fully automatic is going to be a lot better. And here we have the Scoville. Now this is actually one of my favorite pistols to use on this build. It's just so much fun. The amount of damage that we can get out of this thing is insane, and you're actually going to see that a little later on as well when we go to the Maliwan takedown, but this thing is really strong. Then of course we have the flipper. I mean, this, for those who are new to the game, I mean, you guys can see already this gun is absolutely insane. Does a ton of damage, and it's very good in terms of fire rate and just DPS in general. Good mag size, good fire rate, good damage, and all that good stuff. So this is just a very good complementary gun to have in your backpack. You guys see we're just raining havoc on all these enemies, and look at how fat our shield is. We're almost already at 300,000, and that's pretty cool. So moving on, we also can use things like the reflux for mobs. If we want to deal damage to a big group of enemies, we can kill enemies at the same time, because this weapon can chain to nearby enemies, which is really nice. And of course we have another weapon. Now this one is special because if you want to get your shield to the fattest capacity in the fastest amount of time, the Plague Bearer is one of the best weapons to do that. Now if you take this weapon and you go to the bridge, and we're going to show you gameplay of this, of course, but you're going to see how fast you stack up your shields, because the Plague Bearer kills enemies extremely fast, and multiple enemies at that. So if you want to get your shield up to like the 600,000-700,000, you're going to want to use the Plague Bearer, because this thing kills extremely fast. So go ahead and pick this up. Now we're also going to be showing you a couple more features of the build, because there's also a lot of things to talk about in terms of the class mod choices, and also when and when not to use certain anointments. So we're going to talk about that in a second, just showing you guys a little more of the Plague Bearer in action. But we have one more gun for you. We have the Scoville, so we're going to show off the weapon by itself against some mobs as well, and just look at the damage, guys. It's not even normal. This thing is so awesome. It's really fun to use. Now the one you want, of course, this one comes, I think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's in DLC number 1 or 2. I think it's the one where the Seeing Dead is where Freddy is. So I think it's around DLC number 1 or number 2 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the Scoville is one of those, but it's really, really nice to use. It's just really fun. So go ahead and pick yourself up a Scoville. As you guys see, the damage is nuts on this bad boy. And that's what we're about, man. On this channel, we love damage. So let's get into the main parts of the video. So we're over at the bridge and you see us with the flipper. Now, the flipper is going to be really, really nice for these scenarios right here where there's just a huge group of enemies. It's really nice because we have pulled the unholy pin. So we're going to be getting crits from our grenades. And because we're getting crits from our grenades, it's proccing redistribution. So we are getting a little bit of health regeneration and also ammo regeneration at the same time. Now we're also going to be using the Plague Bearer. Now this is what I'm talking about when you want to stack up your shields. So this is going to help us get our shields extremely full, especially with the combination of our anointment on our shield, giving us 75% extra shield and health, which means even more shields when we exit Iron Bear. So you already see my shields around almost 600,000 guys, and it can get even higher to almost 700 and something thousand, which is really, really insane. So you will never die with this build. So going to the class mods real quick as well, you guys should also know that to take advantage even more so of the build, you're going to want to equip a Rocketeer as well in your inventory or your backpack. Now, what you want to do with Rocketeer is because Iron Bear is so tanky with this build, he has so much health, that what you want to do is you're going to want to equip the Rocketeer, jump it into Iron Bear, then exit out of Iron Bear. Once you exit Iron Bear, switch back to your Bloodletter, and the Rocketeer is going to be still active. So Auto Bear is literally going to last a minute to a minute and a half, which is insane. So not only do you have the support of Iron Bear doing a ton of damage, and by Iron Bear killing enemies for you, it's going to be stacking your shield as well for getting kills because it is a kill skill, and you doing damage at the same time is going to give you maximum results. So that's what I found was really, really helpful, especially that it takes off aggro as well from Moze. Not that it matters at a certain point because we're just so strong and so tanky that it doesn't matter. So pretty much we have the final scenes of Wotan. We're doing so much damage, you guys can see. We're not even using the Pearl. So imagine if we use the Pearl, we'd be getting even more damage. But you guys can see that this is just way too easy for us. We're just chilling right now. I haven't used a Deathless build in a while, and it's actually quite refreshing because, man, I don't remember Moze being this tanky and being able to withstand this amount of damage. But I love this build, guys. I hope you give it a try. Don't forget to smash that like button for your boy. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. It's your boy Scare Soldier signing out. Peace.